The day is finally here. Trading is in brighter shores. This is one of the most historic updates to the game yet, in my opinion, until they add bosses and raids or combat rework too. This is a significant part of the game, an in-game economy, the ability to trade with other players and make deals, and it's finally in the game. You are now able to complete the Kren quest, which grants you access to choosing between a lone wolf or guild member. Now, lone wolves are essentially Iron Man for RuneScape, okay, as a comparison. This means that you don't get to trade. You are restricted from trading, so you can play like that if you want to, or you can become a guild member and you are able to trade with other players around the world. Now, there is certain areas where it's best to trade certain items, and I'm going to go into that in this video. Now, as you can see, is the UI, the user interface for trading, looks incredibly clean. You're able to put up offers and exchange coins for items, and you can freely trade whatever. But it does have a sliding scale, and if someone is offering a bad trade or a bad deal, for example, and someone is overpaying for something, it will notify the player of that offer. Now, also, let me know in the comments, are you going lone wolf? Are you going guild member? What are the items that you are looking to buy and sell if you play the game? Now, I understand that there's going to be people in the comments, there's going to be a jerk, someone's going to make it. They're adding trading, but there isn't as many people left to trade with, or something along those lines. They'll make a joke about it. But hey, look, the game's still growing in terms of the updates that it's coming out with. It's still improving as a game, and trading is a big step in the right direction. And Andrew and the team have been working on it in recent weeks, and they've now delivered on trading. And hopefully we see more items being delivered in the roadmap as well. Hired a couple of new people as well, on top of the other people that they hired. So incredible numbers of staff coming into the company to actually develop and build content on the game. So coupled with this, they've made some changes to the item card. So when you hover over them, they now show a high price, what you buy from a shop for, and the low price, what you can sell to a shop for, and then the middle, the median price in between those two variables to get an idea of the item value. And this will help you with informing price points for items. So to get a good deal on your items that you're willing to trade and sell, what I would recommend is probably trying to sell above the median price. So between the medium and to the high price, if this is resources that are available in the shop. So you want to just slightly undercut the shop value. And what could be interesting is how reagents, so what I'm talking about is like alchemy supplies, or I don't know, logs, for example, from woodcutting for carpentry, how bulk items in those develop in prices, because you have to run back and forth at the moment to bank these resources. What we could actually end up having is that the sell price, or should I say the buy price for the vendor items for these items actually surpass the sell price to other players, because you're able to then be more convenient by buying like 5,000 in one go rather than having to run back and forth from the vendors. So it'd be interesting how that develops. We could see for now some items going for like in the middle between the medium and high price, and then in the future some of these items are going to go potentially up in price quite a lot as well. So it's something to bear in mind with that. You can also trade items for coins as well, and I imagine bulk resources for crafting, for example logs, leeks and nettles, will potentially go for more money to players rather than smaller stacks of items. So say for example you've got 50 logs in one of the tiers, but if you've got like 5,000 logs in one of the tiers, you're probably going to be able to get a higher level player that is going to pay a premium for your 5,000. So what you might end up doing is you'll get a lot of people that are merchanters buying up smaller stacks of resources and selling bulk items to higher level players potentially. So you'll get merchanters in the game. Now, there is a lot of crime in Chronopolis, as we know, so to prevent scammers, there is a 5-second wait time to check trades before accepting, to ensure someone doesn't swap out your lower level leak for a higher level leak. Now, the UI for trading from banks, I was actually worried about, because if you've played Brighter Shores, you'll notice that every single area has its own storage bank. That means that there is just so many different own individual banks across the world for each skill, essentially, or each resource, or most resources. Now, that's interesting, really, if you think about it, because how are they going to manage that in a trade screen, really? And what you can actually do is trade from bank to bank. And the UI interface for this is fantastic. So it shows all of the different types of items in a screen, and you're able to just click on the button and then see what items you've got in that storage bank to then trade. And so you're able to then not only trade individual items in your inventory, but you can trade directly from your bank. And it seems like Chronopolis is going to be the area where a lot of people are doing some of this bulk trading in the market area of Chronopolis, because this is where you can only do this bank-to-bank trading. Now, what you can do is you're able to trade around the world at will. So you can trade what's in your inventory at will. So if you wanted to, say, trade some Hopeport potions, alchemy area in Hopeport, right? You want to trade some potions there, you can do. You can trade what's in your inventory there. You can't just open up all the bank interfaces. That's only available in Chronopolis. But what that means is that you're able to trade freely across the world for most items anyways. What I would say is that Chronopolis is probably going to be the area which is going to be more popular for trading until they add some kind of trade chat, which I think that they should make a priority. My suggestion would be to have either a guild trade chat where people can just join and leave as and when to then sell and buy items, or have some kind of global trade chat that's across the game. And what you can do is you can put up a sell message. So yeah, I'm selling these items or I'm buying these items, but you can only put up a sell or buy message every, say, a few hours. Otherwise it would get clogged up and people spamming it, right? Alternatively, it is direct to direct player trading. So there is no grand exchange. There is no sort of, auction house. What it is you've got to go up to players and be like, I want this item, and then offer a deal and then negotiate. So you've got to use negotiations. So it's old school in that sense. It's going to open up the economy for different items and the ability to trade and buy and try to get the best deals. I like that way of making trading because I miss old school trading from old school RuneScape, where you used to go to Varrock or Valador and actually buy and sell items with players, and you'd negotiate and people would flame each other because people were offering shit prices. That sort of stuff was fun. Now it's all automated in a grand exchange. Yes, it's convenient, but I personally, just from my own perspective, I personally like it when we did player-to-player directly trading. I think it's fantastic. So I'm glad that that's how they've gone with it in the game. Also, also to note, there is zero tax. So this is a very, very low tax game in the sense that there is no taxes on the item trade. So you want to trade certain items for certain things, you want the 1, 2, 5% tax rate on your item trades at the moment, or there's no plans to, is what I've heard anyway. People are starting to trade now as predicted, and for example, potions are very popular to trade at the moment, and also combat items I see being very popular to trade, because there is a lot of people probably that want to play Brighter Shores, but they're not particularly interested in skilling. They're more interested in just doing combats, and when they add raids and bosses, they're just going to do those, and then probably sell the items that they get from those. And so they are looking to fast track the alchemy grind, or fast track other certain grinds where they don't want to spend ages trying to get high level alchemy or high level, I don't know, like this blacksmithing or anything like that. They just want to go straight to combat. They can now do that. They can just buy the items that they need. Now, there is certain things with epics with trading that you can't trade. You can also filter the leaderboards now to show lone wolf, guild members, and people who are not decided on what they want to choose because they're indecisive and just want to wait. So there is now 3 separate leaderboards. So if you wanted to realistically get up on top of the leaderboards, now you've got even more of a chance to get in, say, the top 50 or top 20 or top 100, because the leaderboards are now going to be split between the guild members and lone wolves. So it gives you more opportunity there, adds more dynamic kind of leaderboard races in a way. Also, you get an icon next to your name. You get a lone wolf or a guild member icon to show which version you chose. Now, just an interesting story about this. With the higher level potions, the plus 80 and the 10%, they was actually potentially planning to not allow you to trade these because they didn't want to devalue the alchemy skill. But actually what has happened is that Fen Samuel and a lot of the team, they listened to the community because they were a bit annoyed about this, and then they've changed this in the sense that you are now able to trade the higher level potions in the game. And so that just shows an example of how the community is being listened to by the devs. They made this trading because people asked for trading and they've given us trading, and then they was going to say, oh, certain items are not going to be tradable. And now they've gone back on that and they're allowing us to trade those items. As far as I'm aware, the devs are constantly listening to player base. And when the player base are upset about something, they then make the changes and then update it. But ultimately, this trading is a positive step in the direction for the game. It opens up so much play styles because you can just focus on what you want to do, like combat, without having to do any skilling, or you can basically look at money making and just try to make the most money as possible and then sell your resources, find the best skills to do that. You can do buying and selling. It opens up different types of play styles in the game. This is fantastic. It's what people wanted. It's what the devs have given us finally. And so hopefully we next see some trade chats for it, and maybe we see some kind of boss that we can do a repeatable on, and then that adds some kind of dynamic element to the economy as well. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to smash the like button. Let me know in the comments what you think about Brighter Shores adding trading. Do you think it's too late for the game? I personally don't. I'm really patient with it. I think they're going to continually update the game, and I think that there's people out there that are kind enough to give it another chance once they've updated the game as much as possible. And seeing trading into the game, I think a lot of people are going to think this is a step in the right direction.